Okay, so we will get back to our screen share and see how we can draw the diagram. We were in between the diagram and we lost ourselves. So we'll go back there. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we were drawing the right triangle. We had to name it as PQR. So we will rename it because showing as A, B, C, we will rename it as PQR. Sorry, it's a capital P. This takes lots of time. That's why I don't do it. But today I thought let us do it a little so that we also are happy that yes, the diagram is there. So we call it Q and then this is R. Okay, so again it is what it is selected as a small r, is it? Shit.
Ma'am,
Yes.
SPI is telling me that you should join her.
Who
She's
is not
waiting.
in? Somebody is still waiting outside, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is that? Priya. Okay, yeah, good. I'm admitted. All right. So PQR is there, even the Q has got selected as small. Okay, so from here, from P, we are going to drop a perpendicular to QR. QR is going to be the hypotenuse because it is right angled at P. It is given to us in the problem. So I mark a point there on QR. And because I'm going to draw a 90 degrees, I'm assuming that I'm drawing it as I'm drawing the line segment itself. So I have just done this. So the figure is ready. I have a right triangle PQR, right angled at P, and from P I have dropped a perpendicular to the hypotenuse QR, and hence these two are going to be 90 degrees each. Now it is a very similar situation we have just seen now. So when I drop a perpendicular from the right angle to the hypotenuse, then what will this perpendicular do? Just now we have seen the theorem. It will divide or make
the triangle into two
triangles.
similar triangles.
Yeah, these two smaller triangles will be similar to each other and they'll be similar to
Two
the
parts
original
and
triangle also. So that is where this
similar
result
to
is known to
each
me.
other.
So I can definitely tell that the two smaller triangles are also similar to each other. But what is asked in the question for us? We have to go back to the question.
I'm sure that PM square is equal to QM and
Yes,
MR.
you had to show that
PM square.
PM square is equal to QM into MR. So this is what you had to show. So coming from the diagram itself, we know. I go back to my applet there. I'm juggling between two things. Now, this is the diagram that we have because they are all three right triangles. They are similar to each other. Now I have to show PM square, which is the M. Okay, so this I had to rename as M. Okay, so I have to show PM square is equal to QM into MR. This is what I had to show. So because I have similar triangles now, I can select any two of them containing these sides which is being set. So these two smaller triangles are going to be similar to each other. So if two triangles are similar, then their corresponding sides will be proportional. All right, we know this. Whenever there are two similar triangles, their corresponding sides are going to become similar. So that is the clue we are going to use and move. So in a right triangle, perpendicular drawn from the right angle to hypotenuse divides the triangle into two similar triangles. This is that result just now I have discussed. So once the perpendicular is drawn and I have two more smaller triangles formed, I know triangle PQM, PQM, the triangle at the bottom, is similar to RPM, RPM. So these two smaller triangles, can you see the order in which I have taken? I have taken P, Q, M and R, P, M. That is the order in which I have to take it. Otherwise, my similarity criteria will not hold. All right, because these two smaller triangles are similar to the larger original triangle. And in this order only they are similar. So I should be very careful. I should take it as P, Q, M is similar to R, P, M. So you can see why the similarity is very important because these two smaller triangles are similar to the original triangle with this order. If I take PQM in this order, it will be similar to triangle RPQ, because I want the P and the Q, the M which is there in the smaller triangle to correspond with P. So if I take it as P, Q, M, the original triangle would have been R, P, Q. All right. So that is why this order is very important. And unless you put this in the correct correspondence, your corresponding sides will not work. All right. Now, because these two are similar triangles, I have one more criteria or one more theorem which tells me that their ratio of their corresponding areas will be equal to the square of their corresponding sides. So PM belongs to the first triangle and RM belongs to the second triangle. So when I take area of triangle PQM is divided with area of triangle PRM or RPM, both of them mean the same there. PM square by RM square will be the ratio which will be equal to the ratio of their areas. This is not by basic proportionality theorem, it is by the areas of similar triangles. It is written wrong here. You don't just copy it like this. Now, why did I suddenly go to areas of similar triangles? Because I'm talking about some square there. Can you see that? So that is the clue that I have to use, the areas of similar triangles. And that is why I started with showing that these two triangles are similar. So areas will work only when the triangles are similar. So this is one equation that I have got. Now area of triangle, yes.
Ma'am, have you shared your screen?
I can't hear you. Hello? Yeah? Hello? Somebody was speaking. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Nothing?
Ma'am, have you shared your screen?
Aren't you seeing it?
No, ma'am. We are just able to see the triangle PQR.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why are you saying it so late, my dears? Just a minute. I have shared already and I'm explaining with that diagram only. 1 minute. So you have the GeoGebra applet open, is it? This is what you're seeing? PQR,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
triangle?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay, just a minute. I thought I had shared it with you. It is on the screen share only. I'm just trying to move. Now also you're not seeing my page?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'll stop share and come back. Yeah, just a minute. Just come back. There is a problem. Yeah, now can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I was just trying to tell that there are 3 similar triangles here now because of our previous theorem. And I am taking the 2 smaller triangles to be similar. And I am applying the areas of similar triangles here because to prove is that PM square is something I want. I want the square of a side. So square will not come with my basic proportionality theorem. It will come with my areas of similar triangles and hence I got this equation. Here it is written as basic proportionality theorem. Just change it as areas of similar triangles because you have applied the areas here. Okay. So then after that, the second step is what I was trying to tell. Now I'm going to substitute the areas of these triangles using the base and the perpendicular because I already have this perpendiculars here because one of the side itself will become the perpendicular because both of them are right triangles. So when I say area of PQM, so I concentrate on PQM. I think I can show you which triangle I'm trying to take. I don't know if you're seeing it, but just tell me if I'm able to show it on that color. Can you see what I'm drawing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it drawing in a different color?
Yes, ma'am.
Which color you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Red.
Okay, good. Okay. So that is the triangle I'm concentrating. I'm trying to find the area of this triangle. So area of triangle PQM where your PM is the perpendicular and QM is the base. So you have half, base and height. All right. Similarly, go to the second triangle, the unshaded triangle. Now your right angle is once again here. So RM will be the base and PM once again will become the altitude. So you substituted there half, base is RM. This is the side RM. Maybe I can show it to you in another color. So this is the base for that triangle and this is the altitude. 2 triangles there. So I just substitute half base into height and then see how this equation can be rearranged to get what I want. See, the half will go The PM is also common in the numerator and denominator. So what you're left with the left hand side is QM by RM, and here you have PM square by RM square. So when I just cross multiply, see what happens. I will get PM square will be equal to QM into RM, or you can simply write it as PM square is equal to QM into MR. RM or MR both mean the same. Go back and see. You wanted PM square is equal to QM into MR. So that's exactly what you have got from here. A small rearrangement requires to be done here. You just cross multiply, you will get the result that you want. A few cancellations may be there, that you should be able to do it on your own. All right. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll go back to the textbook now. I told you I will not be waiting for a very long time for each one of you to complete, because we have to do at least 4 or 5 problems a day. So the next one I will choose is, I think 3 you should be able to do. The 4 is also very simple. Take the 5th one, because there are certain things that you have to see there. The 5th question. ABC is an isosceles triangle. Remember, it is an isosceles triangle. 2 sides are equal. AC and BC are given to be equal. If AB square is 2 times AC square, then prove that ABC is a right triangle. I have to prove that a triangle is right triangle means I have to show or use the converse of the Pythagoras. Because if I show the square of 2 sides, when I add them, it is equal to the square of the third side, then the angle opposite to that third side will be a right angle. And hence I can say it's a right angle. So I have to show the square somewhere. So that's how I have to start. So to draw the figure, it is very simple. You have an isosceles triangle to be drawn with AC is equal to BC. So let me see if I can go back to my, maybe I have to stop my screen share and go, because it's not selecting the GeoGebra otherwise. You must tell me what you're seeing. I'm just going back to the app so that I can make you see. Where are we now? Which page are you seeing?
GeoGebra.
Okay, good.
GeoGebra.
So I'll just tell don't save, I get a new page. Okay, it's taking some time to load. No, I think I can push off all this. I'm just keeping the access so that I can draw the isosceles triangle easily. So let me tell, I take a polygon tool only. Then here and mark. Okay, that will be my isosceles triangle. Okay, AC is equal to BC is what was given, right? So it's already marked as ABC, so I don't have much work to do. I just remove the labels. Okay, here my, which is the sides which are equal, which are the 2 sides which are given equal. I have to shift back to the textbook. You just tell me which are the 2 sides which are given.
AC is equal to BC. AC is equal to BC.
Okay, AC is equal to BC, is it? So I had to alter my
Yes,
triangle
ma'am.
a little. AC is equal to BC. Okay, maybe now it should be all right. The AC and the BC are equal, or you may have to rearrange that in such a way that you get AC and BC are equal. Now, after that, what else is given? So I go back again. I have to stop a screen share and then I can select my.
Mom, if AB square is equal to 2A square.
Something more is given there.
Yes, ma'am.
If AB square is equal to 2 times AC square. So this is some information which is given to us. From there, I have to go back and tell ABC has become a right triangle. So our diagram is ready and our given is ready. So I have it here. I had to redraw it like this here. Okay. So this is how your triangle will look. This is what I was trying to draw there, but it was taking a little time. So I just came back here. So now it is showing that AC and BC are equal. It is given to me. Also given is AB square is 2 times AC square. Now I have to go back and show that this triangle has become a right triangle, for which I have to use the converse. So converse, if I have to use, I have to show any 2 sides, the squares will sum up to the third square of the third side. So we'll start with the proof like this. AB square is given as equal to 2 times AC square. So I split it and write it like this. Instead of writing it as 2AC square, I write it as AC square plus AC square. So my AB square will be written as AC square plus AC square. But already I know my AC is equal to BC. So one of the AC can be converted to BC. I can just remove this AC and put BC there because it is given AC and BC are equal. So now see how the equation changes. It becomes AB square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So square of two sides, when you add them, it becomes the square of the third side. So third side is AB. So which is the angle which is opposite to AB? It is angle C. So that angle C will become 90 degrees by the converse of the Pythagoras. The third side happens to be AB because AB square is AC square plus BC square. So the angle opposite to the third side is the angle C, and hence angle C has become 90 degrees by the converse of the Pythagoras, and hence I can tell ABC is a right triangle. Clear? So next we will go back to the next question that I want. This is a simple one, but it uses the converse, and hence I had to choose that problem. Now the sixth one you should be able to do. Try doing it. ABC is an equilateral triangle of sides 2A. So the side of the triangle is given 2 times A. Find each of its altitudes. So draw the equilateral triangle first. I don't know if I have drawn it. Did I choose that one? No, I think I went to the 7th one. Okay, never mind. Maybe I'll try drawing it again. So for which I have to again stop my screen share and go and select my app. Okay, I want an equilateral triangle, so it's very simple. Sorry. I'll take it here only, so it's easy. Take a polygon. I'll take a regular polygon with 3 sides. Okay, that's equilateral triangle is drawn for me because I am using the app. It's faster. Okay, maybe I name it as ABC only. Now what I have to do with this triangle? I have to draw its altitude and find out the altitude. Am I right? What is the problem saying? If you have your textbooks in front of you, please look at that. ABC is an equilateral triangle of side 2A. It's an equilateral triangle. So each of its sides is 2A. So I think I'll mark it as a 2A. So if one of the sides is 2A, sorry, then the other 2 sides will also be 2A only. So when I have this, I don't know why this text box is open. No need, we will write it as 2A. You just write it as 2A. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to draw the altitude. Why the altitude? Because I need to measure the altitude. That's what it says. Find each of its altitudes. How many altitudes does a triangle have? How many altitudes does a triangle have?
3.
3. So I'm just drawing the first one because it's an equilateral triangle. All the 3 altitudes will be of the same size. So 1, if I find out, it is my job is done. So I have drawn the altitude here. That means from the vertex to the opposite side, I have dropped the perpendicular. And because it's an equilateral triangle, there is a very special reason why we are talking about an equilateral triangle. There is something which is very, very true for an equilateral triangle, which I've been repeating many times in the class. What is that? In an equilateral triangle, the medians and the altitudes will always coincide. So if you draw an altitude, say now my CD is my altitude. Don't scribble on the screen. I can see who is doing it. Please remove it. You cannot disturb others. Whoever is doing it, please remove it. Yes, thank you. Okay, so CD is the perpendicular that we have drawn. So the CD, if it is a perpendicular, it is also the median of the triangle. Why? Because it's an equilateral triangle. Only in an equilateral triangle, the altitudes and the medians will coincide. Now, if CD is the median, then can I say D is the midpoint of AB? That's what you mean by the median. It divides the base into two equal halves. So your AD will become equal to DB. Correct? Now the whole length AB is 2 times A. So what will be your AD and DB? If the whole length AB is 2 times A, then what should be your segment AD and DB?
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be A and this will be A. Now because this is a perpendicular and it is a median also, can I apply the Pythagoras in any of these two right triangles? The two triangles that you get are right angles. Why? Because you've drawn a perpendicular. And because it is an equilateral triangle, the altitude and the median are the same. If I tell CD is the altitude, then I can also tell CD is the median. Because it's an equilateral triangle. In no other triangle, they are equal. So apply the Pythagoras in any of these right triangles, you will get the measure of the altitude. Because you know CB is 2 times A. Now your BD is only A. So can I apply the Pythagoras here? BC square will be equal to BD square plus CD square. Maybe I can show it to you as an annotation here again. I'm just taking one of the triangles. The two triangles that you have will be the right triangles only. So I'm taking this triangle now. Can you see what I'm drawing there? Can you see the
Yes,
blue
ma'am.
color region there?
ma'am.
That's a right triangle. That's definitely a right triangle because we have drawn the perpendicular here. This is a perpendicular that we have drawn, right? So if this is a right triangle, that is CBD, which is right angled at D, then your BC square will be equal to BD in BD square plus DC square. Now each one of them is A here. So that was what I was trying to do there. If I write this as say A, and this is also A, sorry, this is A, and this is your 2 times A. It is given to us. Now this is the length I want. This is the altitude, say I call it the length. This is L is what I want. Now by the Pythagoras, you can say 2A the whole square is equal to A square, that is BD square and plus L square. So L is what you want. So L square will be 2A the whole square minus A square. Now do that, you should be able to complete the problem. Any one of the triangle you can use. So we will go back. I have to stop my screen share and get back to my page again. Okay, I have not done that here. Okay. So you should be able to complete it on your own. Will you be able to complete it? Because it is just an equation that you have to solve. You should be able to get root 3 times A. Are you getting
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Okay. If you are not able to do it now, please complete it later on. That's a simple one. So I did not type it again here in my page. So next we will go back to the 7th question. Very important question because it is very often asked in the exams. Prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonals. A very, very frequently asked question. So you have to recall many of the properties of a rhombus
Yes, ma'am.
or a square or whatever it is. So we will first draw the diagram. I think the diagram is not there in the textbook, so we have to draw it. Prove that the sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to the sum of the squares of its diagonal. So we have to go back and draw a rhombus first. So let us try drawing the rhombus. Again, I have to stop the screen share. Go back to my GeoGebra. So again, I have to open a new. Okay, it is easy to draw the rhombus when this is selected. Yeah, my rhombus is ready and hence I will remove the axis now. So I know I have to join the diagonals. So let me remove the labels quickly. Okay, we are running short of time again. Okay, we have another 10 minutes more, maybe 1 or 2 problems we should complete and then get back quickly. Now I join the diagonals. Now remember, this is a rhombus given to us. And hence, when I draw the two diagonals, what do you know about the properties of the diagonals of a rhombus? That's very important for me to apply any of the theorem that I have learned so far. Yeah, they are going to bisect each other at right angles. So both the things will happen. They will bisect also and they will meet each other at 90 degrees. So maybe I can call this is a 90 degrees. And hence this is also a 90. So all these are 90 degrees. I have to point of intersection I had to give. Okay, I'll rename that as O because my problem says it is O. Okay, so this is what is happening. Now, what is it that I have to show? I have to show that the squares, sum of the squares of its diagonals is equal to, no, sum of the squares of the sides of a rhombus is equal to sum of the squares of its diagonals. So, what is it that I have to prove? When I take the squares of all the four sides, that is AB square, BC square, CD square and AD square. When I add all the squares of the four sides, it should be equal to the sum of the squares of the diagonals. That means I should get AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus AD square, which should be equal to AC square plus BD square. This is what you have to prove. All right. Now, how will I prove that? Now there are four right triangles formed. Can you see that? I'm just giving you the clue now. You should be able to complete it. Maybe we'll have to stop it here today. With this clue, I will stop. It's getting late because of this joining and rejoining. There are lots of problems. Now I'm going to give you the clue quickly and then you will listen and try to complete it. Are you seeing four right triangles formed here?
Yes,
Because of
ma'am.
the properties of the diagonals.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
I know that in this right triangle, first one, say I'll take it is AOB itself. My AB will be the hypotenuse. So I can write OA square plus OB square will be equal to AB square, correct? Like this, you should be able to get AD square from the second triangle here. Say I'll call it as triangles 1, 2, 3 and 4. If I call this as triangle 1, this is triangle 2, this is triangle 3 and this is triangle 4. So from these four triangles, I will be getting AB square, AD square, DC square and BC square, correct? Here first one I showed you, AB square is OA square plus OB square. Similarly, your AD square will be OA square plus OD square. Everywhere I'm using the Pythagoras only. Similarly, your CD square will be equal to OD square plus OC square. And your BC square will be equal to OB square plus OC square. So I have all the left hand sides already come to me. AB square, AD square, BC square and CD square. On the right hand sides, there are so many OA square, OB square, OC square and OD square. Now add everything on the right hand side and or add everything on the left hand side. You will have four equations which you will add one by one. And you will get some LHS and RHS. Now after you get that LHS and RHS, there's one more property that you have to know. You know that the diagonals are bisecting each other at right angles. Right angles we are using already. Now the second one is, can I write AO as half of AC? can I write AO as half of AC? Because AC is the complete
Ma'am.
diagonal. If they are all bisecting each other, it means what? See, all this are equal. Equal to this. And then this OD is equal to OB. This is what it means by bisection. So when these two sides are equal, then can I say my OA is half of AC? Similarly, I can tell my OB is half of BD. So this is the second substitution you have to do on the right hand sides of the equations. If you do that, then automatically you will get AB square plus BC square plus CD square plus AD square will become equal to AC square plus BD square. Because you're going to remove all the OA and the OBs and the ODs and substitute it with half of AC and half of BD. So if you're able to do that, your problem will be complete. So I think you should be able to complete it. We have another 4 minutes to go. Anyway, I'll share my screen. I have worked it out. I'll show it to you there. This was the thing I was trying to explain to you. Now I know AB square is OA square plus OB square in the first triangle. This is a right triangle. So I am seeing that I am substituting the Pythagoras here. So my AB square will become OA square plus OB square. So my AB square can be written as half of AC the whole square plus half of BD the whole square. In the place of OA, I am putting it as half of AC, and in the place of OB, I am putting it half of BD. So when I try to square this and see, I am getting this. 1/4 AC square plus 1/4 BD square. So when I cross multiply, I'll get 4 times AB square is AC square plus BD square. Now 4 times AB square, I'll write it as 4 times B square plus AB square plus AB square plus AB square, which is nothing but your AC square plus BD square. Because all these sides are mutually equal. Because what is given is a rhombus. So in the place of AB, AB and AB, I'll put BC, CD and DA. And hence I get my result. Alright, this is one way of doing it. Otherwise, you can add all the AB square, BC square from all the 4 triangles also I'm doing. I was trying to explain to you that way. This is also equally enough. So when you add the LHS and the RHS and all the 4 equations also, you will get the result like this. So whichever method you feel it is easy, you can follow and complete. Now the problem is, though we are not through our exercise, but our time is always through. We have only 2 minutes to go. So let me see if I can leave you with some work for tomorrow. I don't know how far the thing has reached. Your Pythagoras verification, what's happening?
Finished, ma'am.
If you finished, very good. Otherwise, please see what is going wrong and try to complete that by this weekend at least. Okay. Now, these are 2 problems which I want you to do, the 9 and the 10. They are only very simple applications of your Pythagoras theorems. Just draw the diagram and find out which is the missing side. Apply the Pythagoras, rearrange the equation to get the 2 results. These are very easy ones. There are still some 5-6 more problems. We'll see how best we can complete it tomorrow. At least tomorrow we should be in a position to tell that, okay, we have completed our triangles. Okay. So these 9 and 10, please mark it as a homework so that you can complete it there in your classwork itself. The diagram is very, very simple. You can draw it and you should be able to complete it. So I hope I'm clear. I have left you with only 2 simple problems which you should be able to complete. So with that, I think today we will call it a day. Somebody is still on the chat box. I don't know what. Simply keeping writing something there. Okay, is there anything else which you have a doubt about, or is something bothering you? You can ask me, because we are almost running out of time. It's only 1 minute more. Now this recording I shall share with you, because if some of you reached late or you missed something or I was a little fast for you, so then you should be able to complete it. Apart from that, if you have anything to say, quickly share. We have another 1 minute to go. Otherwise, I'll say a bye and end the meeting. Okay, are we done? Then okay. So we will meet tomorrow again. I hope there are no clashes with our time again for tomorrow. If there is, please inform me in advance so that I am not struggling with bringing you into the class. And those who have been not able to join the classrooms, please inform me in advance